Yes.
So hello guys, we have with us here today Dhruv Kothari, CA Final All India Rank 2, IPCC All India Rank 22, professional cricketer and currently working with Citibank. He's done 3 years of articleship with Ernst & Young Kolkata. And we have Charmi, who's All India Rank 13, CA Final All India Rank 50, IPCC, 3 years of articleship in taxation with KPMG Mumbai. And now she's about to join Citi. So welcome guys.
Thank you, Ayush.
How are you?
Yes, I'm good. So we are here to guide the aspirants about how to get into banking and finance and the future in this industry. So shall we start?
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
Yeah. So the first question is, how do you apply? How do we get into Citi Group, or how do we apply for such roles?
Okay, I'll go ahead. So I joined Citi in August last year. So basically, I had applied through an agency called Fast Careers. That time they had an opening. So the agency reached out to me, and through that I got a chance to start the interview rounds. I think right now, either if you're lucky enough, if the agency calls you up for this role, then that is one way of getting into Citi. But I think another way where the candidates can push their candidature in Citi is looking through their websites, knowing which role is available to them, and then connecting with certain seniors in that department in Citi through LinkedIn. So connect with the people in LinkedIn, the senior people, and try to push your candidature through LinkedIn. And that is, I think, a way you can start getting into Citi.
Okay, Charmi.
Yeah, similar experience. Like the results were just out, so these third-party agencies already have all the data for the rank holders. So even I got a call from Fast Careers for a placement in Citibank. At least they were offering the role. So for the interviews, they shortlisted my profile.
Okay. So what kind of work is given to chartered accountants? What is the profile that is being offered in the growth opportunities?
So I am working in the Treasury and Trade Solutions department here at Citi. So I'm a management associate. So basically the role that a management associate has in the TTS department is that it is a 2-year program, which is divided into 8 months each into the product department, the sales department, and the implementation department. So currently I'm working with the sales department right now for my first 8 months, where one you are preparing those like RFP decks that the marketing material that is used for presentations to client, basically the banking solutions that the seniors go ahead and present to the clients. You would be preparing those documents, and you would also be be given 1 or 2 clients where you would be managing the clients and assisting the seniors on managing those clients. So you would be having regular calls with the clients and try to understand what the solutions we are pitching to the clients, and through that you gain an understanding of the products, and then you move on to the product department where you are you are part of a particular product, and then you work on the things that you do in development of that product, and then you go focus more on the implementation side of how the product is implemented on the client. So this is how the department is structured, and then you after the two years you get a specialized role in one of the departments basis your interest and the vacancy that the department has. That is how it is structured.
So by product, you mean the banking products like loan, the various financing
So
opportunities?
So basically in the Treasury Trade Solutions department, you are looking more on the short-term financing, working capital finance, be it factoring or supply chain finance. So that is what you're looking at. So you might be doing the financial analysis of understanding what products are suitable for which clients, and also going ahead to the clients and presenting those banking solutions, which may range from say an RTGS UPI channel for the client, or it may range to the trade part of it where you are looking at the supply chain finance or the factoring part that I think we've learned about in our exam.
Okay. So it is end to end the role, like you're into development of the product and then into marketing of that as well, right?
Yeah.
What about you, Charmi?
Yeah. So my
Profile.
role would be in the commercial banking division and it's called as a credit analyst role. This is a trainee role wherein we have 4 stints of 6 months each. So 2 years training program. And what I understand of the roles is that I'd be reporting and working with a lot of IIM grads. So a high level analysis of my role would be a deep dive into first the economy, the industry, and then the company. And prepare a lot of memos, just compile your research into a lot of memos or presentation decks and present it to your senior. And it involves a lot of reading and collating data. I mean, putting it in the right place and obviously, sticking with the financials, understanding the numbers. So that is what I understand. And it's a Asia Pacific based center program in the commercial banking division. So that is what I understand of the role.
Okay. So one thing that I want to know from both of you is that, is this role exclusively for rank holders or do they like prefer MBAs or how is it? Like, what is the selection criteria?
So when I had joined personally, I think there were 50 odd people who were joining City that time in various departments. And I was the only chartered accountant who was joining, and all the rest were MBAs or were from IITs. So basically, I was the only chartered accountant who was joining that time. But once I joined the department, I have worked with people who are senior right now, but were chartered accountants and are they clear chartered accountant and the accountancy and they joined City. So I mean, there's a mix of both MBAs and CAs in my department.
But is it?
Completely agree to what Dhruv said. But at the initial level, as per my understanding, the role is preferably given to the rank holders only. And we closely work with the IIM graduates, and the vacancy is open for rank holders.
Okay. So do they have opportunities for non-rank holders as well? Like majority of these CAs, like there are about 100 to 200 rank holders. So what about the others? Does City take other rank holders for such profiles? Like, can they apply at least for this?
I think for that, I mean, I'm not too sure if what is the criteria for City's hiring. Maybe rank or maybe non-rank. So basically, I mean, if you have done CA, I think it is best to reach out to the senior leaders in City. Just go ahead, message them on LinkedIn, and try to get an interview call. But it's just that once you get the interview call, your interview matters and not your rank. So I think if you can, it is just that you have to push the seniors on LinkedIn to get the chance to interview. So if you get that, I think then you can go ahead with the interview and, give it your best shot.
So even the non-rank holders can get a chance if they are able to connect with the right people.
Yeah.
So what about the recruitment process? Like, how did the entire process move?
So if you're talking about what do they generally ask in the interview rounds, I think it is majorly on what you've basically done in your articleship. They basically ask what your experience has been, and they might ask you if you've done a particular sector. Suppose you have done audit in the financial sector. They might ask certain industry norms, or they might ask you certain news in that industry of what is happening in that industry, or maybe certain theoretical questions around that industry. So that is one portion that you may get asked on. If you are looking at the treasury department, they might ask you questions on, say, what is a payment gateway channel. That is something that majorly everybody knows what a payments channel is, right? So they might ask you certain easy questions on what you might look at, or maybe they might ask you what is factoring, something that you know about. So that is the type of question that is linked to the role that you have at City. So that is what they will ask you around what you've done, basis in terms of what you've done, what you've written in your CV, and also a little bit about the role, what you've understood about the role, and certain questions around that. That is what they're going to ask you. And on the recruitment part, I think there were around 2 rounds that I had. one was so there were 2 rounds, and then last there was a HR round, and after which I got selected.
So for you, there were 3 interview rounds only, no GD, nothing. Only 3 personal interviews, of which 2 were technical and 1 was HR.
Yeah.
What about you, Charmi?
For me, there was only 1 round. The HR personnel was there and the technical personnel was also there. So they were asking me questions simultaneously. And it was very well summarized by Dhruv. They are very keen on focusing on what you have already done and how well you are able to explain what is written in your CV, because that is obviously a matter of concern from them. And apart from that, I was tested on financial reporting indices. That how well can I explain them to a layman? So the kind of questions they were putting forth in front of me was, you please made this particular concept understand to our HR personnel. If you are successful in doing that, means you are conceptually sound. So rather than focusing a lot more on technicals and everything, they are very, very keen on knowing how better you are able to articulate and explain it to another person. So the articleship questions, what work you've done in your articleship, and some FR-based questions were asked to me during my interview process, and it was a single round, after which I got a call that I got selected.
Okay, that's great. So what I understand is for Dhruv, the experience was a mix of technical questions centered around his articleship experience and a little technicals about the current affairs in the industry, financial industry, and somewhat around the SFM portion of our CA final syllabus. And then he had HR questions. And for you, it was more about your articulation, expression, and how well versed are you with the financial reporting and all, because maybe you need to analyze the financials.
Right.
Okay. So how can someone prepare for this personal interview? Like someone who's freshly qualified, how can he go for prepare?
I think go through your FR, SFM, and cost. I think that 3 subjects you go through before your interview. Go through, just keep on reading Economic Times or Business Line to have an understanding of what is happening in the be it the stock market or be it in the economy, whatever is happening. And whatever you've written on your CV, have a good backing on that and have a good supporting on that. So these 3 things I think is required.
Charmi?
Yeah, just to add what Dhruv said, I think you should segregate your preparation into 3 parts. 1, your personal thing, the personal interview-based questions. 1, to summarize what you've done in your work, and 3, the current affairs. So the basic generic questions which people kind of deal with in the HR interview, you should be very well versed with that and very comfortable answering them. And that's how I think I prepared for it in all these 3 arenas.
Okay. So now coming down to the onboarding experience, I believe Charmi has not yet joined it, but Dhruv has spent 1 year with Citi. So how was your onboarding experience and the work experience so far?
So I think the onboarding is pretty smooth. I mean, I've been working from home since joining only. So, everything has been done through soft copies. So I think it's been very easy joining. And I think the work culture here in Citi is, extremely supportive. I mean, you working only 5 days a week. You maybe basis what you have to do. You have to just prioritize and finish work on time basis what your speed is. But the leaders are extremely supportive, and the people you work with, you're going to learn a lot. So I think in terms of that, you get a good starting point as Citi, and plus it's a a big name, so it adds a huge value in your CV also. So I think the work-life balance here at Citi is been really good. Your learning curve is going to be really good. So I think it's been a good experience.
Okay. So now the question is, why did you choose Citi? Like, what were the parameters which you considered while accepting the offer from Citi?
So for me, I mean, I have, from my articleship, I was doing audit of banks and NBFCs. So from that, I got an interest into the financial sector, and I wanted to start off in a financial sector company, right? I wanted to start off my career in a bank. So that's why I thought, given an opportunity in city, that is where I want to start off my my career and not in a corporate side. So that's why I chose city to start off my career.
Okay, and what about you?
Right. Yeah. So for me, the best part was that a big name in the financial sector is offering a trainee role, wherein you get to experience 4 different kind of stints, which the normal other corporates do offer. So my one very big plus point was that in the finance sector itself, you are getting a trainee role. So that is very crucial for me. And I have done my articleship in the taxation department. So I was definitely looking forward to take a shift from a very niche to a very broad sector. So that is how I decided to confirm with City.
Okay. So what are the exit options after City? That is point one. What is the remuneration bracket and where can you see yourself after 10, 15 years if you stay back here?
So I think, once I joined City, like my seniors have stayed in City for 10 to 15 years. So the managing director of TTS India, she's a chartered accountant. She
Okay.
joined City.
Great.
So she joined City, and she's a managing director now. So she's been here for say 20-25 years or right.
Okay.
And my seniors are also chartered accountants. So I mean, I think the exit options here, if you want to stay in the same department, that is a good option, and you get opportunities because it is such a huge name. You get opportunities to shift from one department to other within city only. So maybe, for example, if you are in treasury department and say you want to go into commercial banking, right? So after 3 or 4 years, you can go ahead and do that. So that is a big plus point for you. And plus, in terms of reputation, I mean, City is, I think, in terms of foreign banks, it is one of the biggest in India. So, and even in the world, right? So I think that is a huge plus point for you, and you get, because if you are looking to shift outside City, you have, other big bulge bracket bands who would, be willing to take you in their similar departments also. So that is also a plus point for you.
Okay, and the remuneration is also decent enough, I believe.
Yeah.
It's almost equivalent, rather more than what the industry offers at this level. So Dhruv actually summarized it all. I mean, a really good thing to work on. And further on, they give you options if at all you are thinking to migrate into some other department. And as it is, career in your department is obviously very, very, very enriching. So it's a good experience.
So any last piece of advice that you would like to give to the aspirants who are willing to get into banking and finance industry? Any one of you?
So my piece of advice is that if you want to get into banking, connect with senior leaders on LinkedIn, be it City or be it any other bank. Just go ahead and send them a message that what is your experience been, and your articleship experience, what you've done, and just message that you are willing to interview for that role. And out of 10 people, 2 people will respond to you, but that is all you need. If those 2 people give you a chance to interview, that is enough for you to get into a bank. So as a starting point, I would just suggest go ahead on LinkedIn and keep on messaging people, and you'll get an opportunity.
Yeah, and what I feel is, I mean, I'm just qualified. I think sky is the limit for each one of us, and we should not, kind of restrict ourselves with a lot of industry or a lot of, sector-wise. I mean, you should not really believe in such differentiation. If you think finance is your bit, just go for it and enjoy the process. And you should not kind of clog yourself whether in the long run, whether I'll be able to do it or not, whether I like it or not. Just get into the process, and I am very sure all of us will do really well. So kind of free yourself from any restrictions or any entry barriers and just go for it.
And just one more thing I want to ask you, like for MBAs, what I understand from the discussion is that MBAs are kept at par with CAs. So that way the CA fraternity is doing well, and we have CA cohorts present everywhere. So we should reach out to our seniors to get into these positions. And one more thing, like for Dhruv and Charmi, both of them are very dynamic in the sense that Dhruv has been a professional cricketer and Charmi has been into extracurricular. She's been a silver medalist from R.A. Poddar College. So how did you manage your CA course along with these things, Dhruv?
So I mean, I started playing cricket when I was 10 years old, right? So I mean, once I started playing cricket, I had this level of discipline that if I have to, practice from 6 to 9, so I would used to wake up at 6 and go ahead and practice. So from that, I had this, time management skill or the discipline, whatever you want to say, that if I have planned in a certain way, I would execute also in that level. So that is why because I had that that experience in cricket where I used to manage time right from my schooling days, that got shifted to CA as well. So while studying also, I was able to manage time efficiently, and used to even play cricket during that time,
I
and
have
even used
seen
to
that.
go to
Even in
Viva and do my
articleship
articleship.
days, he used to
Yeah.
come with the cricket kit to the tuitions in the evening tuitions.
Yeah. So I was able to do all three, just managing time.
That's
Charmi?
inspiring, Dhruv. Yeah. So what I believe is somewhere or the other, we always feel that we are short of time. But if you don't take that extra leap, you are missing on it. You are missing on all the fun. And genuinely being a part of so many extracurricular activities and, the activities which your college hosts, it genuinely gives you that refreshing feeling. You feel so bogged down due to your articleship, I mean, before articleships and your CA final coaching, but it really gives you this sense of rejuvenation that there are people looking at you, you work in teams, and it's all fun. So yeah, it kind of takes a toll on your little time management. You have to stretch a bit, but it is all worth it. It's so much fun, and it also helps you during your interviews also, because you have been improving on your interpersonal skills, and the graph is just going upwards. So I definitely feel that one should have a pretty much study work life balance, so that things are going fine in your way.
So that's great. So what we can learn from these two guys is that we should be disciplined in our life, and we should manage our studies along with other priorities. We should get into social activities and we should pursue our passion. And alongside for Siddhi, what I understand is we should reach out to people. We should not restrict ourselves, not limit ourselves. Go reach out to people. If you have a passion for getting into banking and finance, go for it. You need to, yes, prepare for the personal interview. You need to be you need to keep yourself updated with the markets, the current affairs, and with the certain portions of your curriculum. वापस से जाके SFM पढ़ना पड़ेगा थोड़ा, FR and SCMP. But yes, you can definitely get into it, and you will be doing great in life. Thank you, Charmi. Thank you, Dhruv, for your time and your valuable inputs.
Thanks.
Thanks, Ayush. Best of luck, everyone. Feel free to reach out to us in case of any queries.
Yeah, you can reach out, like the viewers can reach out to any one of us, like if they want to. Thank you.
Yeah.